I guess that PR understanding is no longer a requirement for a corporate VTuber talents, or the company itself have never changed its spot and is still as greedy as they alleged to be. Hello there, how's today? I'm Ame Gakita there. So obviously today in the chat we will be talking about V&U Entertainment, or more so that some people would know it as a Korean VTuber agency. Now that being said, it really kind of like was quite a few small stuff that led to quite a big stuff in a way. But when you look at the big stuff in a way, at the end of the day, it really kind of like beg the question like, sometimes just being quiet is the best way to go. Now that being say, what is the content? I'm sure some of you will be questioning like what went wrong, what is the issue. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of timeline, give a little bit of story narrative of this thing, and based on what I understand, and then I will give you guys a little bit of why that company, either they never changed from a controversy they did almost a year ago, and then we'll go about at what is the backlash that caused the company to backfire, kind of like having a backfire or backlash. Now, it started in a way a few days ago, to be exact, 2 days ago or 3 days ago, when Legal Mindset or Andrew Sun, the lawyer, decided to talk about a V&U graduation schedule that looked very similar to a very specific company. Now, that being said, sometimes having a series of graduation, you have to ask the question in your mind, is that why is there a queue for it? Is it that this whole lot of talents is not have be within the company, or is there something like causing like different in direction, or maybe something like there is an issue in the company that the talent want to be out? Now that being said, it's really one of the things that sometimes when you see the schedule itself, you really want to ask like, why did this happen? And the reason why is, to some people it would consider as very specific look-alike to a company in a way, because that company has also a list themselves. And the thing is, right, when a company have a lot of VTuber talent decided to get out at one go, history learned obviously knew that when a company or a VTuber agency, to be exact, have like 10s or 20 VTuber decided to get out of it, or maybe in a big company decided to have 2 big names decided to be out of it, obviously the backlash will be there. People will be questioning the company, they will ask the management, and then it will not look good. And the thing is, right, a lot of people need to understand that in terms of stock market situation, it will not be even better. Why? Because the value of the company will fall, just like when the talents decided to be out. Maybe some of the investors invest in the company because of the talent themselves, or because they feel that there is growth for it. But if talents leaving the company, obviously your first choice would be like, maybe I also want to don't support this company because it does not seem to be that well off when they can have their talent leaving as if the is nothing. So obviously when that actually happened, that led to a second lead by Andrew Sun again. It's basically talking about how there are the leads in the first place was to prevent the delay of investor getting out of the company. They want the investor to invest more money into the company and then kind of like slowly release the talents. Now obviously in a way, when you look at it, you can't deny the fact that yeah, maybe the company is just being greedy for money, or they just trying to do some sort of damage control. Although the thing is, right, damage control itself seems possible on a way, because we can't deny every part that it may be some sort of control, but we also can't deny the fact that if they are aware that if their talents get a lot of graduation, obviously it will not look good on the company, and it can also get a lot of investors decided to remove their investment in the company and let the company have a free fall, which basically means the company can declare bankrupt if they do not have investment. Now the issue on that end is that obviously Legal Mindset was legally talking about it in a way, and it's not really like any private information, because when someone talk about it, obviously there will be in a way para talking or para reporting. Now obviously we have like someone like Rima-san who decided to talk about their issue, who decided to address the issue. And Rima-san, from what I do know, is that she also give a little bit of wait and see approach a lot of time. Not saying like she jumped the gun all the time. She always do a wait and see approach. Something that I always been pushing for many people to do so. Because the thing is, right, sometimes when you see a legal or maybe a big news, you want to see what that is information. But then again, when you do talk about it, it's not that we kind of like take it as face value. There are a lot of issues that I sometimes when I look at a lot of information, I have to like understand what went wrong, what this thing wrong. And the thing is, right, obviously the one, as you guys can see, that when Rima-san talk about what Andrew-san say, obviously that it didn't went well with some of the talents. Sorry about that. With the V&U talents. Now, the issue on that, what caused the whole problem, is that I can understand that talent trying to defend their company. That's in a way is a sort of damage control, a sort of PR. But the issue on one hand is that there is a proper way to go about it. So for example, if let's say for example the legal mindset they have to talk about in a way, obviously you have to like, if you want to debunk that is no graduation, first thing first, right off the bat, you have to say one thing, that there is no such thing as graduation list or what's not. And the best way to go about would definitely be highlighting that, hey, maybe you guys shouldn't trust this kind of list because there is no such thing, and that there is not much people graduating, or we are all as close as possible, and then let people judge on themselves, because there is the wait and see approach. So if the list end up being true in some form, it doesn't matter the date, but if there is graduation that's still happening, obviously people will be questioning V&U. But then again, if there is no graduation, then people will actually question back Andrew-san on the legitimacy of the league, and then he'll get into trouble himself. And as a lawyer, he knew that very well. But obviously, it doesn't sit well when the second letter that he talked about is about the so-called allegation of trying to delay the investment from pulling out. And that is when a past history that they did that kind of like made me really think that maybe the company did not learn. Previously, almost a year ago, and I kid you not, almost a year ago, V&U was actually on the chopping block once, all because of a talent called Ame Serafi with her termination or graduation along the line. And what is that issue? Now, I have a Reddit post. I know some people won't like Reddit, but then again, it is a summarized form, so we'll go with that in a way. But I will also kind of highlight a few things. Now, I won't go through the whole damn thing, but it's the most simple thing that people need to understand is that the talent decided to disclose the contract about the agreement of a year, the trial period of 4 months, all these things. And obviously that the talents got paid and be paid, but there is an issue. And that is something that a lot of people noticed, that it was considered similar to Niji-sanji contract, that if the talent decided to pull out or graduate, they have to pay back compensation to the company, which at that time amounts to almost $500,000 apparently. But the thing is, right, it really kind of like begs the question is like, how is that considered a cause and damage when the talent is just only, it's not even well known, it's not going to cause a lot of damage or whatever, and then you go and charge them that amount of money. A lot of people at that time may have forgot about that, but then the issue, it kind of like begs the question is like, is the company greedy on the amount, especially more so the list that was shown at the time had many questionable charger or bill or receipt, including one of them being a salary to the director itself. So it really kind of begs the question is like, why would a talent be the one paying to the director when it should be the company themselves paying the director? So when you have that issue, obviously a lot of people will be looking at the list and questioning, and then they kind of decide to bring V&U Entertainment into the chopping board and start chopping it up. Now, obviously, when I was talking about it, I have highlighted that it doesn't seem right. That is the issue, like I mentioned at the time, was why is the receipt seems questionable, and it was also again interestingly taught by Andrew himself. So when Andrew San talk about it, so you got like the mindset that people already they kind of like have a bad impression of V&U, but V&U did a very good job. We can't deny that is that they lay low. By laying low, it kind of like back the question is that maybe they changed for the better, maybe they turned for the better. But then again, when they did not, obviously when you have a new issue that is decided to get leaked out, obviously almost a year later, people will be questioning like, did the company change? Did the company really improve? And from how I look at it, it doesn't seem to be so, because from what I look at it, if they can't legally go after the talents for more money and they decided to go after the investor, yeah, if I'm the investor, probably first thing off my mind, I'll be like pulling out all my investment regardless of how much I have inside. Now, obviously, it really did not look good for the company itself, and the only way they can do damage control is basically by putting up a public statement. But the thing is, right, when you have someone from their talent group decided to go and say that tell all the drama or journalists to unalive themselves, obviously the first thing you have to understand is that regardless of whatever gender they are, whatever age they are, that's crossing the line. There is a proper PR to every single thing, and obviously the one of the things a lot of people need to understand is that if the talent really know the stuff, first thing right off the bat, I would say, don't trust the list. There is no, we are not informed of anyone decided to graduate or other than who, if there is an announcement in advance already, and just say something like that, people will give it a wait and see approach. People will give like, maybe there is a possibility of what Andrew San leak was false, then at least I think that's understandable. But when you go after other people who report on that leak, and then you're telling them to unalive themselves, dude, this is one of the time when I will say silent is golden. And it's really some time on it that doing PR, that's when people keep thinking that if the company or if the talent staying silent mean they're admitting to it. Yeah, the thing is, right, if they got nothing better to say, just shut up. Like, best way, don't say anything, don't cause misunderstanding. And in this case, obviously, Tomoni Toraya did not get that memo. Now, obviously, he did not get that memo, and that is the reason why like Parent Chan decided to talk about it. Even to the point that even like Zen-san decided to say that even when people want to live with grace and was not a peaceful and quiet exit, somehow some people just did not understand what they say can cause more attention and not in a good way. And sure, the thing is, right, they may end up having a lot of people saying like, oh, it's just drama tuber talking about this, it's just drama tuber talking about whatsoever along the line. But when you look at even some of the people who hate drama tuber, it's just as bad as you might think. Yeah, I wouldn't even say that am I a drama tuber whatsoever. It's that there is a line to be drawn. You don't go around and say that, oh, you're gonna tell them to unalive, and then on the way say, oh, we don't wish death. Dude, there is a line to be drawn, right? Either you be a hypocrite, or you just shut up. Like seriously, this is one of the reasons why like I always tell a lot of people is that with the introduction of social media, a lot of people don't understand one simple thing. Shut up. Don't type anything, don't say anything. The moment like people start saying a lot of things, including myself, you have to understand that it's always the moment of getting backlash. And what made me even more surprised is that the number of people, regardless of what the number, be it 10 or 100 or 1,000, there are people who agree with them, who say that drama tubers should be unalive. Like, wow. And the thing is, right, it's not only one, okay? I managed to go look for some tweet over the algorithm and so in Twitter or X, however you want to call it, that just when Fosun decided to talk about disgusting behavior, because you can't say something and then delete it and then say that, oh, it was just a joke. Understand one thing. You tell people to unalive themselves and then you say it's a joke. And what happens if there is someone who managed to do it, or maybe there is someone who is crazy enough to go and unalive that person? You're not going to take a brain, even though you're one of the person who said it out. And what makes it even more ridiculous is that when I was looking through, like, some of them say, oh, the drama tuber cry in pain, or to the point that they had done nothing, drama tuber had done nothing but cause headache. Dude, the only headache that those people cause is by reporting a news and then talk about it, and then people just who don't agree with it just cry about it or whine about it. Dude, there is even like a parity account that I have to, for some reason, agree on one point, is that sure, maybe some people say something is considered a joke, but you need to understand that not every joke is, like I mentioned, agreeable by many. And the thing is, right, sure, and on one hand, the way that Parasan saying or Forsan saying may be considered dramatic, but when you use to the word that saying was considered too extreme, unalive, all these things, you have to understand one simple thing that I've always been saying. Just because one side is in the wrong doesn't mean the other side is automatically correct. It can mean that both sides are on the wrong. So is it that Rima is in the wrong? She's just reporting on 1:1. So you can't go and just say, oh, Rima is in the wrong. When the person who go and type something like unalive, yeah, there is a line to be drawn, alright? Regardless how we all think about it. So at the end of the day, it's really back to the simple thing that sometimes when you got something bad happening, or when you feel like something is wrong, you don't really want to comment on it. Sometimes even I stay away from Twitter. Is that, am I aware? A lot of people on live stream ask me, do I'm aware of this? Do I'm aware of that? Yes, I'm aware of a lot of situations. Like, even if I have to throw in, like, do I know about Edmund's Go situation and some situation, all these things? Yes, I'm aware. But do I want to comment on it? No. If my comment is not going to bring any good improvement to the situation, why would I want to comment if I'm going to be biased or extreme in a way? So at the end of the day, it's really one of the things that sometimes just keeping quiet is the best way to go. And if there is like legit false information, then obviously people will understand that maybe legal mindset have post a false link. But when you have like situation like that happened back then, that I also mentioned about the contract issue that is reported, as well as that the leak information talking about the management also be greedy for the investment to stay, obviously you have to understand one simple thing. Maybe the company did not learn, maybe the company is still as greedy as ever, and that people is going to believe on the greedy point, the greedy allegation. But at the end of the day, whether people want to support the company or not is up to each individual choice. So if people believe that the V&U is a bad company, then people will believe it as a bad company, and it's depend on how that entertainment company decide to bring back the trust. If they keep on keeping quiet on that end, or maybe asking their talent to do some PR control, obviously it will not look good, and it will be back to another, what many people will be say, another Niji Sanji. But at the end of the day, it is just a speculative thought, it is just a random chat. Whether you agree, disagree, do you think that V&U shouldn't have crossed the line, or maybe they should really like be transparent along the line? Who knows? Write in the comment section below, we can discuss it further. If not, if you do agree and like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I talk about stuff that sometimes I make sense, doesn't make sense, or totally random at time. But the one thing I hope is not random for you guys is have a nice day or night. Bye.